So just let the music play. You stop the music. And then that joint start over. So that, why I can't,
You trying to find it?
yeah, oh, I got it. Oh, I got that logo in front of me too.
You on Facebook?
Okay. Yeah, no sweat. No, we on YouTube. No, we on YouTube. We good though. You can turn the music off. I don't think they can hear it anyway. Because it's not coming out the computer, it's coming out the TV. All right, let's get busy. We good? What's up, Baltimore? We the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of One West. Clap it up. We about to get it in. The Jews are black.
That's right.
The Jews are black, brother. We in some tumultuous times, man. It's like our identity is being brought out. It's being brought to the forefront. All in the media, sports channels, airways, everything that One West has been saying since 1969 is all coming to pass, man. It's a beautiful thing. And in order to prove that the Jews are black, which it says that in the Bible that the Jews are black, we gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna go back to the Dark Ages, and we're gonna explore how we got from Jerusalem to Europe, over to Africa, and then over to the Americas. We gonna get into a little bit of that. So let's go ahead and get it in. We're gonna have a little visual presentation so we can keep it bumping, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. So you gotta click over there, click on it, and click. Just click. No, right click. Get out of that. Get out of it. Right click. You hit none. Hit the left. Get off of it. There you go. I think because you said right click. You messed up. All right, that's what's up. So, you can go ahead and read the presentation. Septimius Severus. We're going to start off with Septimius Severus. And I think it says from Babylon to Timbuktu. It got the page there.
From Babylon to Timbuktu, page 84.
Now, Septimius Severus was a gladiator. He was a gladiator back in Rome, man. An excellent gladiator. And Septimius Severus led a revolt to free us. And it brought about the Dark Ages in Europe. And a lot of prominent people came from that, out of that revolt that Septimius Severus led. So go ahead, brother.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespucius and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with the Great Slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
Look, man, when they came up to Jerusalem in 70 AD, man, and they surrounded that place, Christ had a premonition before this, and he told us when Jerusalem was surrounded on all sides and destruction was nigh, it was at hand. So we were supposed to flee, but a lot of brothers chose to fight, and the Romans did some horrible, terrible atrocities to us, man. They destroyed us and our women and our children in ways, man, that, and I always say this, the white man is a human being. I cannot deny this fact, but he is not humane.
That's right.
And the atrocities that it's talking about is everything from starvation to beheading to chopping off limbs and to doing some a lot of nasty sexual deviancy to our people. Now, those who did not flee into the mountains, meaning down through the Gaza Strip, on down to Africa, and on down to West Africa, were basically put in chains, taken to Europe, and put into slavery, or slaughtered and murdered. They wiped out, a lot of the people. When it talks about the residue of the people, they wiped us out, man. In 70 AD, they put an end to Jerusalem, to black people being in our homeland and having our culture and being us. When you don't have your land, that's something taken from you. You know what I'm saying? That was the end of us being in the land as a people. And every other slavery, we always came back and we ended up getting the land, but not this time. This was different. All right, go ahead, brother.
During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
Yeah, we had to get away from Roman provinces were all over the Middle East at that time. So all the way down to Egypt, because you got to remember that the Greeks had already took a lot of that. With Alexander the Greek they had already took a lot of that. So white folks was all down Egypt, all up in Eurasia, and all the way up to India. You know what I'm saying? The Romans had took over those provinces after the Greek. And we had to get out of the provinces that they were controlling. That's why we had to go on down into West Africa. So we had people already in West Africa, and we got people that was taken into slavery into Europe. That's how the split happened. So a lot of the Judites were taken into slavery. I mean, at this time, it was really only the kingdom of Judah there. Benjamin, which consisted of Benjamin, some of Levi, and Judah. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get all the Benjamites on the islands when they were taken into slavery with us, because we eventually joined our people down there in Africa. We're going to talk about how we got there too. Go ahead, brother.
The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Full of what?
Black Jewish slaves.
Well, we know that Jewish is a misnomer. So we're going to say Jew. We'll tell you when something is wrong there. Even black Jew is a misnomer because the Jews are black. It's not a thing where there's two different tribes or two different people that are Jews. The Jews are black. So we just gonna stay Jew. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
So, all right, so the Jews that are still over, because they're some of our people.
It's a lot.
Israelites.
The what?
Come. Like, that could be, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause a lot of them don't know. Like, if it's like Israelites that's still in Africa, they thinking they Africans.
Come.
Can that be like considered a punishment also for the Most High that like they don't know who they are? They think they African.
Absolutely. That was the whole point. To have our culture and our society ripped from us, taken from us. That's one of the curses. And because our adversary has gone to every continent and he's conquered lands upon lands. He conquered Australia and called himself an Australian. And anybody that goes there and that's born there is an Australian. Because they named the lands after themselves. Africa is named after Africana, the Roman general, Scipio Africanus, the wild Scipio Africanus, and he was the first Roman to take Carthage. That's where you get God damn, what was his name? A prominent African that traversed the Alps and went into Rome and almost captured Rome. What is his name? Hannibal. The water. I'm an old man. All right, let's get Luke. Let's get that scripture. So we got what happened. Took us from our homeland, put us into slavery in Europe. A lot of us heeded Christ, the premonition of Christ that when Christ told us that when Jerusalem is surrounded by all sides, that we should flee into the mountains, meaning towards West Africa. So that's where we at. Go ahead, brother.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
This is Christ right here. This is Luke, and this is Christ telling us what to do when the Romans come to Jerusalem, which a lot of us disobeyed. Read, brother.
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
The desolation thereof is nigh, meaning it's going to happen. Meaning desolation means annihilation. That's what it means. And nigh means it's going to happen. It's at hand. Right now, it's at hand. It's going to happen. So when our people saw the Romans surrounding Jerusalem, we were supposed to flee automatically. But, them brothers, I ain't leaving my home. I'm fighting for mine. You know, some brothers gonna be rebels among us, and they were annihilated. Just like Christ said, put into slavery, taken into slavery into Europe. All right, let's move on with the presentation. Chivalry and integrity. Go ahead, read that.
Chivalry, integrity, courage.
All right, man. These were things that we brought about in Europe. Like when people talk about the knights and chivalry and morality, we brought that to Europe. We brought our culture, the Bible, to Europeans, and we civilized that place, man. As though they just wasn't going from village to village burning everything. This is after Septimius Severus was able to free us from slavery, man. So what we looking at here, and I think that's anything else down there saying who that is? That's oh man, that's I believe the brother is a cardinal. He's also a knight, but we gonna get to his name in a minute. I think it's Maurice something. I can't remember. You know how my memory is. But go ahead, brother. You can go. What else is on there?
That's it. Yeah, you got Romans chapter 9.
Read that.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites? To whom pertaineth the adoption?
All right. To whom pertaineth the adoption? All right. Everything within God's promises. All right. Us being adopted back in to the fold. People think that the Lord brung in the Gentiles. No, he didn't. All through the Bible it says he will have mercy on Israel. That adoption is us being adopted back in, man, because we were completely exiled from the Commonwealth, exiled from our land, exiled from our culture, and from under God. Turned his back on us, man, for the evil and wicked things we were doing. The most wicked thing is we always want to join the other nations. Right. There's never been a problem with us hating other people or hating other nations like they say. Y'all hate, y'all racist. No, it's never been a problem with Israel hating or vexing other nations. The problem is us hating and vexing each other, our God and our culture, our social cohesiveness, our ability to work together, our ability to build together has been eviscerated. We can't even trust each other enough to spend $5 with each other. We would rather a Chinese person be able to have a business in our community. We got squeegee kids running all around on the street because in Baltimore we own nothing. We have no ability to put those children to work because we gave up all our businesses, all our power to be joined and underneath a nation that hates and exploits us. We got a problem with hating and vexing and talking about and having enmity towards each other. That's the whole premise of the Bible. For God to get his people to love each other. Like, what book has to tell you to love your brother? Why would I write a book telling me, the dog one, why would I write a book telling me to love my neighbor who's going through the same oppression and exploitation and poverty as I'm going through? I wouldn't. Go ahead. You had something to say.
Because that's what we've been doing. We've been hating on each other, been jealous and being envious towards each other, covetous. You understand?
Did this just begin?
No, it's been going.
Oh yeah.
It's been going. So,
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Come. It's worse, probably worse than it's ever been. Take a miracle, an act of God to get us to love each other, man.
Right.
To once again have brotherhood towards each other. And the Bible is what we need to fix ourselves. But we want to misconstrue it and twist it to where love everybody. Come together with everybody. Go ahead, brother.
I want to piggyback on what you up and down on. Sound like that's heavy because like if you talk to a black person and you ever talk about the issues that's going on with black people, like everybody would say we need to come together.
Right.
Like black people need to come against the issue. And the whole time the Bible is the blueprint for us coming together and showing us how like great we can be if we just follow the Bible. Like that's the answer right there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
So everybody want that,
absolutely.
but just don't know.
That's the entire point.
Right.
That is the kingdom.
Come on.
For me to love you. For us to have a way to deal with each other without me taking a gun and killing you or you killing me. Brother, God, I don't want you to be in the hospital with pooping and defecating in a bag, about to get your leg amputated, or have to have an organ taken out because I didn't shot you, stabbed you, or beat you half to death. I don't want to be in that situation by your hand. That's what the Bible is about, bro. Come on, we behind. Where we at? Go ahead, keep reading. Come.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High.
Come on, man. We got to serve the Most High. We are the ones that He chose. And we out here acting like goddamn idiots, fools towards each other. We hate the hell out of each other, man. Excuse my language. We hate each other, man. Come on, man. We can just go through statistics. In the known civilized world, who murdered each other the most? More than these devils? Murder rate. Like we are continuously, generation after generation, getting worse. And I can tell you this. Criminality happens because of poverty. They go hand in hand. Hand in hand. All right? But at some time, poverty has to stop being an excuse for us killing each other and vexing and being so jealous and covetous of each other, man. All right? So let's move on, brother. No. Move on. Read on, brother.
This is Psalms, chapter 148, chapter 13, verse 14.
Let's get that. Slack. Go ahead.
It's book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord.
God.
For his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. Verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel.
Good night.
A people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord.
Look, man. The Lord even goes on to say he's never known any other people for us, and that's why he punishes us. I mean, the amount of love and consideration that he gives us is insurmountable. There's no way that you can look at these scriptures and say that the Most High feels the same about everybody. This is a people that he chose. The Most High wants us to win. He wants us to win. He chose us for that reason, man. We have to learn the context of the Bible biblically, man. Because, and a lot of people will go into just words. We got to look at the context of those words. It's not just the meaning of the word. If you look at the word stranger, it's not just the meaning of stranger, it's the context that it's being used in. A stranger can be of another nation. A stranger can be an Israelite coming from another continent, another country that we don't know. He could be called a Greek or a Hellenist. we have to look at the context of who the Lord has chosen and how he chose to let us know how we can be fixed. We looking at the Middle Ages here. Is it anything at the
Where you got Daniels with that, sir?
at the bottom of those? Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. Daniel. Okay, go ahead and read Daniel.
I got you, sir. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Look. Who are the saints of the Most High? What did Psalms just say? His saints, his people that he chose. The saints shall take the kingdom, rule the people. The saints are the people of Israel, man.
Right.
Those same people that were excommunicated out of the land, destroyed and eviscerated, had their whole culture and society, land, every connection taken. And the Lord chose the right devil to take it. The right devil to punish us under. He does not make mistakes, brother. He picked the right one. If ever you going to punish somebody with a nation of people, what did the Lord say? He will punish us with a people that are not a people. That's it. If ever there's a people that are not a people, our oppressor is it.
Right.
Oh, brother. Come on, man. Let's move on. We behind. I've been yapping.
Psalms, chapter 50, verse 5.
You go, whoever got it. Psalms chapter 50. Start from 1.
Come on. Psalms, chapter 50, verse 1.
Now look at these. Look at these pictures here. Look at these pictures here. And I had the names of the people. This is a brother from Russia. He's in Russia. Now this is after Septimius Severus freed us. This brother here is royalty. He's in Russia. And he's been known to slay a dragon. And I cannot remember his name. I cannot remember his name. But I'm going to look it up now. Go ahead and read, brother.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 1. The mighty Yahweh, even the Lord, have spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Verse 2. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, Yahweh has shined. Verse 3. Our power shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour.
Good night. Go ahead.
Shall devour before him, and it shall be very tumultuous.
Man. He's talking about his power, his coming in power. Look. Right here on this picture here, that's St. George, the dragon slayer. All right, this brother is a Russian. He's a Russian. He's up in Russia and slayed some type of lizard or something crazy or insane. All right, he was a warrior. A lot of the legends, a lot of the chivalry and courage and things you hear about in the movies and in Europe, these were done by our people. Their presence that when they were there. You see that's clearly a brother. But St. George the Dragon Slayer, when you look at his depictions now, it's of a white man.
Right.
It slowly and constantly became white. They took the chivalrous things that we did, our stories that happened after Israel. All right? When they again conquered us, and this is called, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I ain't going to jump ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. He shall call to the heaven from above and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
We understand that. There's only one people that made a covenant with the Most High. It wasn't that white tribe that came after, that 13th tribe.
Right.
It wasn't. It was the original Israelites that were in the land, excommunicated from the land. Their culture was taken from them via slavery and genocide. That's what the Bible says, and that's what history says happened to us. We were not given an identity after slavery. We weren't given our 40 acres, our mule, and our $100 either. But the most important thing that was taken was our identity. We weren't given that back. They didn't tell us, here's the card that we took from you. Like, you know, when you get released from jail or prison, they give you your belongings back. Right. They give you your ID, your driver's license, your ID card, whoever the hell you was. You're not a number anymore. You back to who you was after you served your time. Well, that didn't happen to Israel, man. You get it. You understand. Go ahead, brother.
Cardinal Albert of Brandenburg being chastised by Erlich von Hutten.
Erlich von Hutten. That's the black man, the knight right there. And he's chastising this devil. And you see the light over their head, the round. It used to be called a halo, but it's the afro. It's the afro. And it's illuminated. And they started putting that around the oppressor. And you'll see why later on. But go ahead and read, brother.
1517.
What's that?
1517.
1517. When was the Bible translated? 1611, right? So this is basically 100 years before King James, right? King James was the king of Britain and Scots. He was a black man, like Von Houten. He was a king. He was a ruler of those lands. Yeah, this went on. They called King James a what? A white homosexual? No. No. You have to understand that they whitewashed. Oh, couldn't I? I'm jumping ahead of it. Go ahead, brother. Salakia.
Von Houten was a German scholar, poet, and reformer.
A what? A German scholar?
Come.
That's Von Houten, the black man, right?
Come.
But he's a German scholar, right? Just like Paul was a Roman citizen, right? Just like what's the Italian, the Italian, the Roman? They always call him a white man. Cornelius the Wilder. My mind, oh mind. Cornelius never says he was an Italian. It says he was in the Italian band.
Right.
And this is how they further are able to steal our identity. Because when you call somebody an American, a Briton, an Australian, they're automatically perceived to be white.
Right.
But I'm an American. You're an American. The dog one. You understand? You're an American. So all Americans aren't white. All Britons aren't white.
Right.
All Englishmen aren't white. All Germans aren't white. Because people are called by the land that they were born in or inhabited in. This happened back in the times of the Greeks. They did that for this specific reason. Because if you are a Greek, you are a white man. It was kind of like a patent in the dog. Kind of like today, if a black man invented a gaming system, but he works for Nintendo, the patent is put through by Nintendo. So you don't know that that black man actually created the gaming system.
Right.
And that's an actual true story. A black man did, an engineer, did create the gaming system. The system that y'all use today with the PlayStations and the Xbox, it was a black man that thought of that perspective of two people with a perspective of having guns and shooting at each other, or having a virtual presence. It was a black man who thought of that. You understand? But the patent went to a company. So you don't know that. That's exactly what's going on at this time with King James. When he was able to translate the Bible, because most people in Europe, they couldn't read because of a caste system that they were born in. Either you were royalty or a peasant. Royal or a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
And also an outspoken critic of the Roman Catholic Church. He acted as a bridge between the humanists and the Lutheran
Reformation, yes sir. Absolutely. He was fighting against the Catholic Church and that garbage and that movement all the way back then, man. Because the Christian church the Catholic Church had started to get so wealthy in Europe. And they were wealthier than the monarchy, who were black at that time, and they were starting to take power. And this led to something very, very specific. Read on, brother.
H was a leader of the Imperial Knights of the Holy Roman Empire from 1488 to 1523.
Yes, sir. Of the Holy Roman Empire. A Negro? A lot of them don't know about the Byzantine Empire and what went on with the Roman Empire during the Dark Ages. A lot of us don't know that. We'll get that another time. Go, move on, brother. You already behind.
Unknown nobleman portrait in Portugal. Not that the prince wears European clothing and icons, a royal coronet with two versions of the Teutonic Knights of the Holy Roman Empire's cross petite on the band, the iron cross version commonly used by the modern German military.
Yeah, this brother here, this painting, a lot of these paintings, right? They started finding these all over Europe, like in Russia and stuff. Like, who are these Negroes, right? Because they had already changed the history and was acting like black people were never there, and they called it the Dark Ages and blotted everything out. So you don't really learn a lot about the history that was going on at that time when you had black monarchy. You know what I'm saying? So they find this portrait and like, oh, this must be an African king. No, this Negro got an iron cross, the same iron cross that Hitler and his crew wore during World War II.
Right.
Interesting, right? I like this type of stuff. All right, go ahead, bro.
Charles V. King of France.
Good night. I always say he looked like Captain Party. I think he a reincarnation of that brother, man. If you look at the beard and the stilo, you know what I'm saying? The actual, you know what I'm saying? He just remind me of my captain, man. That's my favorite brother. Go ahead about the brother.
From 1338, 80 to 1380, returns the sword of the High Constable to Bertrand du Guesclin.
Wait a minute, let me read that again.
Charles V, King of France, 1338-1380, returns the sword of the High Constable to Bertrand du Guesclin, from 1320 to 1380, from the historian
From the history. Yeah.
De du Guesclin, after the poem by Cavalier, early 15th century.
Cuvier, early 15th century. Yes, sir. This brother here was king of France. He was a king of France. A brother who was a king of France. So if you look at it carefully, the lineage of the royalty of England came from us. They took it and they grew it from there after they were able to oust us and destroy us and enslave us. And this is the crazy part, that our enslavement happened while a lot of our brothers, I can't tell y'all this. Y'all ain't gonna be able to handle it. I'm looking at your face now, the doggone. You ain't gonna be able to handle it.
This is deep.
Check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna take you to a new level of understanding the hate that we have for each other. Slavery was happening while a lot of these brothers were still monarchs. Salaki. Go ahead, brother.
Moorish Empire, Black Jews.
Well, the Moors, black people, so-called Negroes, some of the Moors were Negroes. Most of the Moors were Africans. Some were Arabs. Negroes joined the Moorish Empire, were a part of the empire, merged with the Moorish people, just like we do with America, just like we do in England, just like we do every god doggone where else with a powerful nation that comes and takes over. And we joined and we were a part of it and we fought, all right? But it wasn't our empire. At the end of the day, it was the empire of the Arabs, because that's who we were serving. Just like we were serving the Catholic Church and white supremacy, even though we had monarchy. All right? Go ahead, brother.
It's Babylon in Timbuktu, page 109. At this time, in the land of Spain, the black Jews were prosecuted, and many fled to Morocco.
To Morocco. So, at this time, remember now, we're going to go back to 70 AD, right? You remember when Christ had that premonition, some brothers went into Africa, they left. When that destruction was, as Christ say, nah, they voted. Some brothers was destroyed, put in slavery, sent to Europe. Septimius Severus got them out of slavery into the Dark Ages. Now we in Spain and Portugal. And now we know we got provinces in Africa where we're at, where our people are at, where the Jews are at. It's only saying black Jews for you to understand the difference. So there were Jews there that were white because they had transitioned into a Jewish, a Jewish faith. So we gonna say black Jews, those original Jews that are now in Spain and in Portugal, are now being persecuted because something happened. Go ahead, brother.
As a result of this persecution, the Jews of Morocco and the Moors planned to invade Spain with the assistance of Spanish Jews. In the meantime, the plot was uncovered, and the Jews of Spain suffered for their intentions.
So black people joined the Moorish Empire because the Moorish Empire was fighting against the European powers, the white European powers that was oppressing those black Jews at the time. So that's why we went to get down with the Moorish Empire. That plot was uncovered. The Lord is a man of war.
Right.
The Lord is his name, brother. That plot was uncovered. So, of course, there's going to be atrocities to come. But something very important came out of this atrocity. Read on, brother. Salat.
Early in the 8th century, the Mohammedans,
Go ahead.
From Morocco, united with the black Jews.
What does that mean, Nadal, Mohammedans? Who are the Mohammedans?
The Muslims, Salafi Arabs.
Read.
Made what we call an ambitious
ambiguous. Wait a minute. Let me go. Oh, I don't have it. Sound it out, bro. Phonics money. Amphibious landing, okay.
At Gibraltar. This invasion was successful.
Mm-hmm. Gibraltar? Is it Gibraltar?
That's what it's called.
Gibraltar. Okay. You remember the Rock of Gibraltar? That's where they landed at. All right. Go ahead.
The Nahum Slachas. Nahum Slachas says that the first one to set foot on the soil of Spain was General Tarif, a Jew of the tribe of Simeon.
Good night. Good night. Tarif, a Jew of the tribe of Simeon. This is a black man. He coming to fight for his people, his tribe. Go ahead.
After whom the island of Tarifa,
Yeah.
opposite Tangerus, was named. However, the rock of Gibraltar, previously known as the Pillar of Hercules, received its new name from the great Moorish conqueror Gabal al-Tariq, which means the mountain of Tariq.
Yep.
Here is a vivid account of the conquering Moors described by a writer who sympathized with Christian Spain. And the reins of their horses were a fire, their faces black as pitch.
That thing is what?
Black as pitch.
Uh-oh. Read.
Their eyes shone like burning candles. Their horses were swift as leopards.
Now, you know, even to this day, the Europeans try to say that, well, the Moors weren't really black. They were Arabs. They don't want to take a L. And these were Africans. Most of them were Africans. But there was a lot of brothers in this amphibious attack that he's talking about. There was a lot of brothers involved in that because the whole interest of why brothers went into the Moorish Empire was to try to get out from the oppression of their white oppressors who were developing their racist theologies. All right. Read on, brother.
Okay. Swift as leopards, and the riders fiercer than a wolf in the sheepfold at night. The noble Gulf, which broken in an hour, quicker than tongue can tell. Oh luck, less Spain.
All right, that's all we really needed for that. Let's move on. So we know what was going down at that point in time. The Moorish Empire was not a black empire. Or, you know, we are a part of the dark nations. But we are not related to Africans, you know, the Canaanites, and everything related to that. We are a separate people. So we have to understand, yes, these were people of the dark nations. These were Hamites. You understand? But these were not our people. Different people. We gotta understand the deal with that, as well as we are a specific people that the Lord chose. And it's not about skin color, man.
Right.
Because a lot of us were, you got to remember, there's a diaspora, meaning a lot of us were sent around the world, not only through the transatlantic slave trade, not only through migration, but through other slaveries, previous slaveries that have happened. So a lot of us look quite different from each other. You understand? There's brothers that is going to be speaking French that you think is a white man that's actually your brother. You understand? But that's for the Lord to sort out. All right. Let's just do we treat the brothers that we know are brothers like brothers. Read on.
Shepherdes Del Rey in the Alfama districts lot. View of a square with the King's Fountain in Lisbon.
In a what? In a square?
Come. View of the square with the King's Fountain in Lisbon.
Oh, you gonna say square, brother? You ain't gonna say square. Yeah. I'm messing with you. Go ahead. Go ahead, my bad. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
Dutch pick.
That's my man.
1570, 1580. Close-up of a man who is the king of Portugal, wearing the King Red Cross of the Order of Santiago.
The Order of Santiago. So this brother, you see the one brother prancing through. He's on his horse, right? And that looks like the Iron Cross that the brother from Germany had as well. These things were originally put into motion by us, man. And they kept those houses and those symbols. See, a lot of us think because we had some rulership back then that we were right with the Lord. We weren't.
Right.
We weren't, man. We weren't right with the Lord. We wasn't doing what the Lord wanted us to do. But our talent that the Lord blessed and bestowed upon us allowed us to rise to some heights before he really kicked in those curses on us. And those curses came through, anybody know? Go ahead.
Disobedience, sir.
I'm talking about a specific age or society. You know, we always in a UPK we talk about age or society. That's a world. This world at this point in time and this society, they always have names like the Bronze Age.
Oh God.
Or we now in the what? Information age. All right. What age was this?
Dark age.
We talking about like that. This is the Dark Ages. What came after? Oh, what came after? No, not him. You.
The Renaissance.
Oh, get that brother a hand. There you go. You got there. That's what's up. Let's put this B in there. So let you in there. I throw it out. All right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So we learn very well in the UPK. You know, this brother is a new officer. He knows about the Renaissance. He understands about what happened to our people and our society and our culture. He understands about the worlds, the ages and societies that were happening at specific times in history. We have to understand that so that we can understand the full scope of what was happening at that time. All right, where we at?
Black European Family Crest.
Black European Family Crest. What these Negroes doing in Europe? What is they doing in Europe, man? Why would you have a royal family crest? You know what a crest is? a symbol that represents a family, right? So you had these Negroes with various head equipment, various things to show their houses. You understand? So read some of these family crests, brother.
The first one, number 7, family crest of Andrews. Andrews Fabrium Book of Crest, plate 135. The second one, 13, family crest of Andrews Carmel Eddington, Grudham, Mere, Maynell, Moore, St. Lo, Matt Weldon, Whitron, Woodton, Fabrium, Book of Crest, plate 135. 12, the last picture. 12, family crest of Brocus, Lindsay, Fabian, Book of Crest, plate 135.
So you got these Negro Europeans that have family crests in Europe, which signifies rulership, power, entitlement in Europe during the Dark Ages. Go ahead, brother.
The Renaissance.
The what?
The Renaissance.
All right, here we go. Read.
Genesis. Genesis chapter 27, verse 39.
All right, look at the actual paintings there. I don't need to ask what do you notice, because it's such a disgusting thing. It's this right here. It's such a vile thing, brother, because this is theft right in front of your face. All right, we talked about the halo, the light surrounding the individual being depicted. You understand? Which is a validation or a glorification of your hair, your afro, your glory. Because you have good hair. Black man, you got good hair. Your hair is erect, nappy. That's what they call it, woolly. Because in the Bible, it explains that God's hair is woolly. So like it, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yahba Shem Shabrakada. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Damn good to see you, brother. You don't know how much this warmed my heart. I'm fit to get up and give you a hug, brother. Come up here and salute me, man. Come up here and salute me, man. I ain't seen you in whatever. I don't give a damn what nobody said. Duh. Man, love you, man. Love you, man. I'm about to break your chest open. What's that smell? You smell good, man. What's that, bro?
Captain Tazaria.
Tazaria hooked you up. Oh man, that's jamming, man. Man, y'all need to hook up with Tazaria, man. That's jamming, man. But we on this presentation, bro.
I've been watching, son.
You know what I'm saying? We getting busy on this, so. Where was we at?
Yeah,
How was that?
Genesis 27, verse 39, bro.
Genesis 27 and 39. What was I saying?
No, you was bringing down the picture.
Oh, yeah. If you look at the biblical version of what these people look like, if you look at the wool as far as the hair and the skin, the color of the skin, because the Bible does mention color. It talks about in color of brass, of burnished brass. Christ would have been a dark-skinned brother. But as you can see, they were able to paint over and use the depiction of our people and depict their gods.
Right.
And what's even more vile is they were able to make us believe that this was God. You got that scripture, brother? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, brother.
Real quick. So are you saying that they painted over that actual picture, the before picture?
Some they did. I'm not saying that one exactly, but some they did. Leonardo da Vinci, Donatello were conscripted to go and to paint over these icons. So if you look up Russian icons on the internet, you'll find a lot of paintings of black prophets that Donatello, Leonardo, and it's more. What's the other names of them damn turtles?
Raphael.
Raphael, Michelangelo. They went and painted over these icons. All right, painted them from black into white, and you'll hear a lot of white scholars say that the only reason that they're black in parts is because people used to look at them under candlelight and it burned it. Well, it only burned the skin, but you can have white clothing. It's ridiculous, but we gonna move on. Go ahead, brother.
This is Genesis chapter 27,
Right.
verse 39.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above.
So we talking about a blessing that this oppressor got. That he would be in the fatness of the earth. But that's not important. What's important is how he's going to get it. Read.
Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
But that what?
By thy sword shalt thou live.
So this oppressor will live by his sword. He will be able to brutally take the fatness of the earth. That's biblical, brother. That's biblical. It's historical. And it's what the hell happened.
Right.
I'm tired of these Negroes talking about, it's black people fault for this, that, and the third. It's biblical. It's there. It's historical. Everything they have is by brutalization.
Right.
By violence, death, genocide, barbarism. Go on, brother.
And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass.
We understand that. Let's move on. We backed up.
First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48.
Could not. So you see the first one, and then you see the second one, where everybody then mysteriously and outright turned white. These are pictures, these are paintings and depictions, earlier depictions. You can literally walk in different sites in Jerusalem today. My mother went to Jerusalem, and she told me that it was certain parts that were locked off. And in the front of the churches, the Coptic churches, you could see the white depictions of people, but back in the back behind the locked doors and usually subterranean, you see the black depictions. Why are Jewish people today so mortified and terrified about ye saying the Jews are black? Why? You have all the legitimacy. You in the land. You understand? You have the scientific and DNA corporations where you can say that the DNA from the ancient Jews are this. You have all legitimacy, all the symbols of legitimacy on your side. Why are you worried about what a couple of Negroes say?
Right.
Because it's true. It's true, brother. Go ahead, brother. Read that Maccabees.
This is First Maccabees chapter 3,
Uh-huh.
verse 48. And laid open the book of the law,
Go ahead.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image.
Disgusting, man. Disgusting. It's such a lie. It's such a filthy lie, man. And this was going on in the time of the Maccabees too, because these people had no culture. You remember when we read about Hercules and all of that? These were deities that they renamed, that they got from African deities, because they were unable to even create and make up their own goddamn gods, man.
Right.
They came in and read our book, but because they don't understand it, they can't properly digest slang. They can't understand the true doctrine of what it's saying. They don't even know that they are destroyed in the end of that book. They don't even know. They can't understand it or comprehend it. You dig? They can only take certain scriptures and try to break that down and say, God loves everybody. It's a Babylonian concept that the Lord rejected thousands of years ago. And not only did he reject it, he destroyed Babylon for the blasphemy. This is blasphemy. It's blasphemy. To take a depiction or an image of Christ, who was a man, a perfect man in the sight and the eyes of God, paint him white and make him a deity, a god, for black people to worship in the image of the devil. How disgusting is that, brother? Let's move on, man. Disgust me so much.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 9.
Good night. Good night, man. So let's look at depiction and depiction. And let's see what fits the scripture. So if I'm looking at this, and I wouldn't even show you what he's touching. He's touching a naked white man on his hand. He's touching a naked white man. You know, don't you, Ramah?
Oh,
You know what he touching, right? What's that coming all out of him? He naked, right? He naked. Do the Bible say that the Lord is naked? Ramah, why is he naked? No, you gonna tell me, Ramah. I need an answer from you, Ramah. Say it again.
The white man got
A little louder.
The white man is damn devil.
Look, man. Give that brother a hand. Give that brother a hand. He's naked with children all around him. Like he's having a what do you call that? What do you call that when
Orgy.
an orgy reign?
Look at the Lord. I'm an angel by
The what?
By that.
Oh, yeah.
By his what? Say that again.
Yeah, he got
I can't say that again.
Well, he got that head right by his right now.
His head right, man. It's disgusting, man.
A tail.
Look, the whole thing is pedophilia. It's disgusting. And look, he having a whole reign of pedophile and children. Look, man, it's disgusting. Let's see what the scriptures say about the Most High.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
Whose what?
Garment was white as snow.
Why is this fool not wearing a garment? Who has a white garment on? Here's the guy. Half of his white garment, some of it is white garment. All right, on the brother. All right, read on.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Like the what?
Pure wool.
So there's no relaxer. There's no Jerry curl. There's no weave. You understand? Like the pure wool. So his natural hair. You understand? And his natural hair is woolly, niggerish, negroish, bad hair. Right? That's what we call it, right? Bad hair. Read on.
His throne was like the fiery flame.
Whose throne is on fire here? Who got the yellow and the red? Who on fire here? I don't see nobody on fire over the Zeus looking God. There's no fire there. There's just children on his naked body. He's touching naked men. He's surrounded by naked children. You understand? That's probably where they get that from. That's a disgusting thing, brothers. What you call it? I don't know. I'm terrified by that. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead to the next one.
The hand, it looked like how a woman hold out her hand for you to kiss it.
Right.
Or for you know what I mean?
It's very feminine.
Yeah, like how a woman would shake your hand or something like that.
It's feminine yet violent.
Right.
The children being around is violent. It's, oh man, I can't explain the evil. It's something you get when you're in the UPK. It's an instinct that you can see some things and you can feel the evil intent.
Right.
That is a disgusting thing, bro. Go ahead, Ramon.
Slide, if I may. And that's a picture, the whole image, like you said, it got a naked man on the other side.
Come.
This is a picture they show to little children.
Come.
This is supposed to be the Most High.
Come.
So, like, that they showing them, they promote
bro, like I went to Catholic school and they literally in the church had little white babies with wings and the little penises. That was out. It was actual statues of the little penises. And in my young mind at the time, I was like, is this real? Is this right?
Right.
Why are they naked? Why is there a penis? But it was meant to normalize into, I don't know, man. I can't even properly galvanize my thoughts on this situation because why would you have a little penis? Come on now. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Like, you know, these like this type of I guess you know what I mean, the oppressor would call it art. This art.
Come.
Downtown. Like when you ride
Come.
down like what's that, Charles Street? Like they pictures, they stand out as a dude he laying on the shoulder. I forgot how he like laying down a little bit. But it's a little baby dude with his penis up, like sitting there, and if you walk past it, you would think like this you know what I mean, this art, I guess. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But it's like, you know, they outside. Like I ride past.
You gotta send a
like
picture.
Charles Street.
Oh man.
I got the picture on my phone.
What?
I'm
Oh man.
gonna look it up.
Let's move on though. Let's move on. It's a couple more. I gotta get you, man. This is crazy.
Israelite to African American.
Where you
Babylon from Timbuktu, page 115.
So it's clearly a difference between us and the Africans that we encountered when we left Jerusalem in 70 AD, man. And we went down there, man, and we went into their lands. It wasn't, we had to overcome a lot of things, but it wasn't. Africa is a very big place, all right? And we have the maps and the evidence that show when we were there. And not only that, it shows that we knew our culture at that time. And we were able to establish colonies in West Africa at that time, where our people who were in, how can I say it, who were in danger, they were able to come down to these colonies. Spain and Portugal were deporting them to these specific colonies in Africa. Lord Judah, cities that we had established in West Africa. And these maps that have Judah on it are actually in British museums today. This is not conspiracy theory bull crap. They're in these museums today. And our people were able to leave the oppression of Europe and go into West Africa in these colonies. But this was the problem. I mean, we all know. We all know what happened. Babylon. Matter of fact, let's skip this. Go to the next one.
Exodus 11, chapter 11, verse 7.
That Negro don't look like nobody in the crowd. It don't look like no goddamn body out there. Out there. It is a clear distinct. You got Babylon to Timbuktu, page 90.
Come on,
You get that? Let me know when you got it.
I got it,
Go ahead.
on the second paragraph, and I highlighted.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
By what factors can we explain the emergence of black Hebrew hegemony and leadership over the indigenous tribes? The answer is simple. The Jews came into the western Sudan from northern and eastern Africa as a result of a chain of commercial and persecutory migration.
So, as for being persecuted, all right, we went into those colonies and those cities already established down in West Africa, right? Keep reading.
Come. The Jews had settled among the most civilized people throughout the ages.
Because there's a clear difference between us being carpenters and glass workers and diamond workers and freaking rock workers and house builders, and we were agriculture experts, and we had many different scientific, actually, we had actual careers at that time. I mean, Africa was in a state of, how can I say it? These were people who were basically hunter-gatherers. We had a society, a culture, skills, and we were able to upgrade the living conditions of these people. We were able to build cities on their continent that were recorded. And there's actual evidence of these cities of Judah, which later was called the Gold Coast, then the Slave Coast, was there. We have actual maps. Go ahead, brother.
They adopted new methods from other people and left their material, educational, and moral imprint among the people with whom they resided.
That's why the Limba and all of those Hamites are able to practicing Hebraic customs, because we were there. You can't be an Israelite and be a Hamite at the same time.
Right.
They took those practices from us. Read on, brother.
For many centuries, the Hebrews had to employ great physical and psychological initiative.
Good night, man. We worked hard to build a living and a society for our people, and so that our people who in 70 AD were crushed and enslaved would have a colony to come to, because that's who Spain and Portugal sent us to when they took over at the period of the Renaissance. That's why they sent us to colonies in Africa, because that was our own people. We were not a part of the African society that was there. We running out of time. Hurry up, brother. Go ahead.
They could not afford to be complacent or athletic, or empathetic. They were hated, so empathy could mean cultural stagnation or death.
All right, right. So empathy could mean cultural stagnation or death. Remember, we had to move at a staggering rate, man. We had to protect ourselves, and what happened is the colonizers made a treaty with the Africans. The Africans didn't want us on our land because we were successful and they weren't.
Right.
We had a society, a culture, and were able to build things that they weren't. They looked at us as a problem. They got together with, at the time, the Portuguese, white Americans, the colonizers, whatever you want to call them. They had different allegiances, different kings, but these were the oppressors. They made treaties with them to go into certain parts of Africa, which were mainly the Gold Coast, which is near Nigeria and Ghana, the water, Ghana, and it's like a 3-month journey from the coast. So Africans would get from the coast, get their money and their supplies, and they would go up into Ghana and near Nigeria, which is the Gold Coast, or they call the Slave Coast, or Little Judah, and they would get us from there and grab us, kidnap us, and sell us to the colonizer. Skip over one of those. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. All right, there we go. Judah Slave Coast. See, where it says Judah, you can hold up. It says, dang, I can't see it, bro. It says Gold Coast. Dang it. All right, it says Gold Coast. There's a city, if you look close, called Wadahi, Judah. It says Wada Slave Coast. You see that? Or Judah is circled in red. You see that right there? That's where we were taken from. As a slave car. I finish it up for y'all, man. Shalaki. I started late. Shalaki. We almost done. I don't want to carry y'all over, but we this is important. We got to understand where we came from, our lineage. It's important because we don't know, and when you don't know, you have no pride in yourself, no love for your people, because you don't know the great things that we've done and why it's so important to protect our heritage. We tend to think it belongs to white Jewish people. Well, it doesn't. We have as much right to research our society and culture as they do.
Right.
And we found out that we are the progenitors. The Bible says to be at peace with all men. And I say to you today, I'm at peace with all men. I am. I don't care about any other people. I want my people to be okay. I don't want to see you in the ghetto dying and thriving and your kids hate you and you can't get a job. I don't want to see you powerless and in poverty. I want us to win. I want you to win. Why is that wrong? Why is it wrong for me to prefer my people? Why is it wrong? It's not wrong. It's right. It's the only thing that can fix us. With that, I'm going to close it out. Who's coming up? Taiwan. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, let's clap it up for that priest. Right. Yeah, let's give it up for that priest, man. That was a powerful class. You understand? All right. Sit down. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. No sweat. All right, security announcements. We the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Masharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is the Passover, which is April the 1st. It's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. You understand? And right now we still in the what's the third day? Yeah, Hanukkah, third day. You understand? So we still observing that as well. All right. Reminder to Akim and Akwathium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, I'm going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Mighty Shabbat, Mighty Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Rakatha.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Rakatha.
Yahweh Shabbat, class dismissed.